Lady Sevens U-19, the opening game of the tournament for both teams. And right off the face-off, Ottawa takes it back into their zone, being harassed there by number 16 of Boston, Julia Masota. Boston trying to bring out a long shot from the point there from Hirschfield. That one goes wide. Boston up at the point. Drifting it towards the net. That one gets blocked away. Boston trying to keep it in and keeping in there. Good play by Trey Bunn. Boston coming off for an early change. Ottawa retreats back into their zone. Ottawa moving it up now. Ottawa to the far boards, trying to get it. Boston stands up there at the blue line, but Ottawa moves forward anyway. Boston coming up there. Nice play by Umferville. Umferville lose it, and Ottawa will shoot it back in. Boston will regroup in behind their net. This is Julie Albert. Julie Albert swinging it around. Boston trying to get it out of their zone. Ottawa gains control right in front. Shot there, and a save there by the goaltender, Moore. Ottawa maintaining possession along the boards. Trying to get it out, and they throw it to the front, but Boston will recover there. Chipping it up there. It's a 19. Cataret. Ottawa will recover back in behind their own zone. Ottawa along the boards trying to get it in. Boston keeps it in momentarily. Ottawa moving up on the near boards now. Boston sands are up there, and eventually Ottawa flips it down. Recovering, here's Hirschfield. Hirschfield swings it up on the boards, looking for Bunn. All the way down, this one's going to go straight on net, and Ottawa goaltender Whitehead will hold. Starting goaltenders, Caitlin Whitehead for Ottawa Lady Sevens and Shayna Moore for the Boston Shamrocks. Offensive zone draw for Boston. Boston loses the draw. Ottawa recovers, and they'll take it in behind their net. Ottawa skating up now, gets it through the center. And Ottawa coming in here now. Going wide, trying to throw it to the net. That was number 18, Alexa Desforges. And Boston recovers. Puck flips up. That one is going to go out. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. Defensive zone draw for Boston coming up here. Ottawa looking to maintain some pressure here. So we've had a little bit of back and forth here for about the first 2 minutes of the period. Ottawa wins the draw offensively, trying to keep it in there. They throw it in around behind the net. In behind the net, Ottawa flips it around the boards up to the point. Back along the boards, back behind the net. Boston recovers there, and Boston will shoot it out. Coming up through the middle here is Nichols. Nichols gets it up on the wing to Verrier. Verrier shoots. Oh, that one just goes wide. A little high stick there, but Boston maintains control. Bunn getting it over on the wing. She'll shoot it down here for Masota. Masota alone behind the net as Boston's changing. Ottawa recovers. They had a 5-on-1, so you'd hope they could. And Boston eventually recovers back in their zone. Julie Albert controlling. Julie Albert along on the board, tries to flip this one up. This one misses everyone, and that will be an icing. Boston will come back for a defensive zone draw. Neither team about 3 minutes into the first period here, getting huge pressure. And to take the face-off here is Amy Doherty for the 67s. And she wins it back. Julie Masota wins that for Boston. Boston trying to clear it out. They get it in front, but Boston is there. And a steal here for Kosanski. And a shot right on there. Shayna Moore will hold that one and get a whistle. And right there, one of the shots early in this game. A sort of dribbling point shot, but nothing too difficult for the goaltender Moore to save. We will have another offensive drone. We'll have Doherty again, this time against Kiana Lee. Lee wins the draw, but holding it in here is Ottawa right over the net. A dribbling shot there from Koznaski. Wide angle shot here from Lallan Set. Right here into the point. Kosanski recovering along the boards. Kosanski up to the point. A shot there. That one dribbles into the corner. That one was blocked. Doherty trying to get it out in front. Ottawa maintaining control here. Throws it to the front. Boston is there. Good defensive play by Bunn. Bunn harassing in the corner, and eventually Lee will come up with it. Lee getting it up on the boards. Oh, it's just too far for Lamonte. Getting up here is Ottawa. Doherty coming in with a chance here. Nice move there. Chip shot. That one goes right to Moore. And Moore will make the save and hold on. Ottawa definitely pushing their first line here. They got Doherty, Kosanski, and they are going to be out there and they're going to be working hard today. Ottawa with some pressure here. Let's see if Boston can recover. The top line for Ottawa is on the bench for now. Boston pitting it into the corner. This is Albert. Trying to get it up here, and eventually Nichols does. Nichols trying to shoot it up, but Ottawa holds it in. Holding it in momentarily, but Taylor Tom eventually gets that out. Getting it up here from Masota. Masota bringing it in herself. Masota chips it along the boards, but eventually she's going to go off for a change. Cassandra Call recovering for Ottawa. Trying to keep it in. Here's Boston, but Boston to no avail. Keeps it in. Along the boards, Jamie Saunders trying to progress it for Ottawa. Eventually Boston pulls it out. They'll go the other way. Did not knowing where the puck was Kayana Lee. She eventually flips it in. Ottawa will recover. So, a good chance for a steal there for Umperville, but she could not find the puck. Boston recovers in their own zone. Oh, a bad pass there, but luckily a defensive play for Hirschfield prevented. Could have been a catastrophe for Boston. Hirschfield flips it in. Boston will go off for a change. Ottawa recovering in. Ottawa gets it up on the boards. Covering here, Hirschfield. Hirschfield gets it along on the wing to her defensive partner. This one's tipped in. There will be no icing. Ottawa recovering. They'll bring it up here. Boston with a steal here. And a shot right on. That was Masota making the play. But Whitehead stands tall for the save. As Boston will prepare for an offensive zone draw. Ottawa defensive zone draw for themselves. And one thing we're going to see here from these refs is quick plays. You know, they get a whistle and they're going to go start it. There's no media timeouts. There's no... Coaches do have one timeout, but other than that and the intermissions, there will not be long stoppages in play, as both these teams have quite a few games to play over the next couple of games. And they looking to get off to a good start here. Right now, 0-0, 6 minutes into the first. Boston Shamrocks and the Ottawa Lady 67s. Interception here for Ottawa. Here's Harkness. Harkness coming in alone, shoots, and a save there for Moore. Both teams applauding their goaltenders and players for the chance. Here's Harkness again with a pass down low. Back to Harkness, shoots. Oh, and that one's just blocked. A good defensive play there from Taylor Tom. Ottawa recovering this one out. Gibbons. Gibbons, the nameplate right on back, makes it nice and easy for me to read down at ice level. Ottawa losing it here, and bringing it up here is Levant. Not getting in is Levant, and she'll go off for a change. Ottawa bring it up now. Here's Kosanski. Kosanski tries to flip it in, but to no avail. Off the boards here, looking for Lee. Lee brings it in, but Ottawa will recover control. Lee in behind the net. Ottawa controlling now. This is Kuhn. Up on the boards. This one's going to be chipped back in. Boston will recover McKay. McKay flipping it up. She gets it up, and here's Verrier. Verrier chips it in and will go off for a change. Now chasing in is Cataret for Boston. Cataret pressuring. Ottawa bring it up. Cataret eventually steals the puck for Boston. And losing a glove is someone to flip right on here, and the save will be made by Whitehead. There's an Ottawa glove on the ice, and it's a good thing because I don't have gloves and my hands are cold. So you can only imagine what these players are feeling. It is also a solid 0 degrees here in Rochester, New York. These teams from Boston and Ottawa respectively. And, you know, it's not much warmer there either. Here's a good chance, but rushing back to defend is Hirschfield. And she will win the race and get an icing. That puck just went far enough. And Ottawa doesn't like it, but the referees do not care. And they will say, you're going right back down for a face-off. And so they will. 12:19 to go in the first, still 0-0. No penalties, a lot of back and forth, very few shots for both teams. We don't have a shot counter on the scoreboard as I do at my school, but if I had to guess, it would be something like 2-2, maybe 3-2. It is very, very low. Boston with a good chance here. Trying to get it up to the point there is Masota. Masota, no avail. Boston will bring it back. Here's Hebert. Hebert flips it in and around behind the net. Ottawa trying to get it out in front there. Good chance for Claudia Murphy, but Boston stood tall defensively. Boston trying to flip it out, and they do. Masota gets that down, but Ottawa's going to come right back with speed, trying to catch Boston on a change, but that is right where the Boston bench is, so Boston will be good to go. Trying to flip it out in front. Stumbling in front, no one there for a penalty, but Julie Albert will bring it up for Boston. Tipping it there is Umferville. And she'll go off for a change. Boston will come, Ottawa will come back. Julie Aurora. Aurora shot right on Moore, makes the save. Oh, looking for a tip out in front. A little bit of hooking going on there. Kosanski. Kosanski seems to be all over the place for Ottawa. Bringing up now here is Tom. Taylor Tom will flip it in and go off for a change. Ottawa will recover. Continuing the theme of back and forth. No big possessions for either team right now. Puck in the skates right there. Couldn't control it with Sabrina Gregory. And Boston will come back the other way. A nice move center ice there, but a little mishandling of the puck. Boston recovers in their own defensive zone. Going back here is Lee. Lee. Running into each other is the Ottawa players, and Lee will recover. Lee chipping it up. They're trying to flip it in there is Labonte, and eventually she will get it in. Ottawa recovering here. Ottawa up on the point. Kosanski through center ice. Kosanski trying to dribble through. She loses her stick. Her stick is yard sailed. That is completely not in the field of play anymore. And Boston, a good chance here, trying to bite on the play was Kuhn. Shot here. That one dribbles wide. Boston here recovering. Boston flips it down, and that one will just go wide. Up at the point, here's Bunn. Bunn looking to get it down. Nice move there. Shot right on. That one's blocked. Trying to keep it in, but too slow was Taylor Tom. Taylor Tom getting it over to Bunn, her defensive partner. Bunn back to Tom. Tom trying to flip it up, and she does. Through center here is Masota. Masota trying to make a move. A shot right on. That one's blocked, but still blockered away by Whitehead. Little tip, redirection, but Whitehead stood tall and kept her eyes on it. Nice rush here for Ottawa, but recovering in there is Umferville. Excuse me, that's Hirschfield. Boston trying to bring it up, and bringing it up here is Julie Albert. Albert and Hirschfield, the second defensive pairing for Boston out there. Mostly saying these out loud so I can help learn them myself. So if you're a parent watching and you're saying, I know these lines already, I apologize. Boston trying to get it in. They have to tag up. Ottawa will recover. Coming up here, Thompson. Thompson chipping it around the defender, Hirschfield. And she'll go in and try to pin it to the boards. 8.5 minutes to go here in the first period. No score either way. Very low shots. Lots of back and forth. Both teams have had a share of chances, but the goaltenders are the story of the game so far. Boston trying to control in their own zone. Around it comes to Bonnie Lamont. Lamont flips it up. That one goes out, comes back in, and we will have a stoppage. You know, today, as opposed to your usual games, we have two referees, both doing the jobs of both linesmen and officials. So props to them for doing their job. You know, it's not easy job being a referee to begin with, and to do referee and linesman, and you get both coaches calm so far, but we haven't had any huge calls. You know, a couple icings, so 1 offsides. But other than that, you know, we've had a overall clean game from an officiating standpoint. Ottawa trying to flip it in. Some of these pucks are coming really close to me, but I live dangerously, so we are good. Bringing it up here is Trey Bunn. Bunn through the center. Boston coming back here with a rush. Boston, defenseman changing, trying to get to the center. Oh, good shot there. And another shot, rebound, and Whitehead stands tall on both occasions. Probably the best chance so far today. A slow dribbly shot from Hirschfield there. Eventually gets through, and Whitehead will cover up. 7:19 to go here in the first. Still 0-0. Goalies still the story of the game. Still Shayna Moore and Caitlin Whitehead for their respective teams. Ottawa wins the draw, but Boston will hold it in. Trying to flip it over to the point. Oh, and Julie Albert was retreating. Looking for her was Hirschfield. Albert thought she was going to have to go back and play some defense. Hirschfield thought otherwise. And now Hirschfield's back in her own defensive zone. She gets it to Albert. Albert up on the wing. Finds Nichols. Nichols through the center. Oh, almost on a break there. It was Carteret. But a foot of the Ottawa player stood tall to that. Staying with some gymnastics, staying on side was Harkness. That was very almost deked off by her own player. Almost offsides there, but the referee right in front of me says no. Boston trying to bring it up. Oh, almost keeping it in there was Ottawa. Now chip here, and here comes a rush for Verrier. Verrier trying to bring it up, and she has a 5-on-1, and she has to go off for a change. It's one thing I've noticed, some very, very short changes. They'll see one defensive rush, they'll rush down, and one offensive rush, they'll rush off for a change. And this is for both teams. This isn't one team doing something fancy. So coaches, you know they have 4 games to play today, probably another 3 or 4 tomorrow. Hopefully some championships. That one's going to be icing, as I now figure out there's a no-touch icing, no race icing. It is just distance. But as I was saying, coaches keeping players on short shifts. They have a lot of games over the next 2 days to play. And so short shifts keep them fresh. It can, you know, as a kid, you know, I played a couple sports. I love to get out there and just play. But you can get tired. Here, bring it up here is Murphy for the 67s here. Ottawa, good chance looking for Murphy in front. She gets taken down, but legally. Ottawa holding it in here. Flipping it to the front, a good shot there, and they score! Murphy on the doorstep. Ottawa strikes first, just a harmless toss to the front, but Murphy was left alone. It is 1-0 Ottawa. And finally, 5:41 to go. We have our first goal of the game. A lot of back and forth. And that is Murphy. I believe Thompson threw that in front. I don't know if we get an exact announcement or anything, but nevertheless, Ottawa has the 1-0 lead here, 5:41 in the first. You know, play has been relatively even, but eventually one of these goalies had to crack because we do need a winner. And the goalie to crack first was Shayna Moore, and now Boston can only hope to solve the puzzle of Caitlin Whitehead at some point during this game. Boston trying to put up some pressure in their defensive zone. Trying to bring it up there, trying to keep it in there is Hirschfield. Hirschfield cannot. Boston coming off for a change. Ottawa trying to flip it up on the boards here, and they do. That one's tipped, kept in, not paying attention there as the puck was right by her feet. That is Carteret for Boston. And a shot right on here, Moore making the save. And, you know, sort of a wide angle shot, but, you know, that's how they got her the first time, sort of a wide angle. As Bunn goes back here. Bunn getting the communications from Taylor Tom. You know, the one thing you can't coach is chemistry. And you can see some of these girls, you know where the other's going to be, you know, playing with each other for a while. On the U-19, and here's a breakaway here for Masota. Masota coming in alone, makes a move, scores! Julie Masota all alone walking in. And just like that, within a minute of Ottawa striking, Boston gets it back. And we have a 1-1 game. Boston. That is Julie Masota from maybe Umferville. And either way, it is a 1-1 game. Julie Masota with some fancy, fancy moves one-on-one. And the goalie, Caitlin White, had just flat out got burned. And we will have a face-off here now at a 1-1 game. Boston recovering in their zone. And, you know, when you score a goal, if you're Ottawa, the biggest push is going to come the next 2 or 3 minutes after that goal when they're trying to to get it back real quickly. And yeah, that's what they saw. That's what came. And, you know, they got it back. Here's Call trying to bring it in for Ottawa. Call chipping it in. Boston coming up on the recent effort from Julia Masota. The goal scorers, Claudia Murphy for Ottawa, Julia Masota for Boston. And now bringing it in, here's Umferville. Umferville trying to make a move, but standing tall there was the defender. And running into each other there are Boston players, and down is Kiara Lee, and she slow to get up, looks to be okay. You know, sometimes you just don't see someone coming, get the wind knocked out of you, and she'll be okay. Just collecting her breath. Nothing bad here, and we have an offensive zone draw for Ottawa. Ottawa off the draw, Saunders trying to get it on. A shot there, lifting it up. Oh, and what a save there for Shayna Moore. Ottawa right on the doorstep. Oh, and a swing and a miss there, and Boston now gets a rush of their own. He's Verrier. Verrier trying to get it, trying to throw it to the front. Defensive play there from Allison Hebert, excuse me. I'm getting that wrong twice now. Boston now controlling in. Boston trying to hold it in is Nichols. Cannot. Dribbles out, and now here comes Thompson. Thompson waiting on the wing. Thompson throws it to the net. That one goes wide. Coming up here. Oh, between the legs pass, and here's Masota. The goal scorer should just dump it in and go off for a change. Complimenting her team on a nice pass. It's very interesting. The places where I usually am for games is probably about 30 feet away from the ice and probably 80, 90 feet in the air. A shot right on here, Whitehead, right into the pads. That is what one of my partners in crime is trademarked as a logo sniper. If you're going for the logo, you scored. If you're going for the net, you did not. But as I was saying, I have never, ever been this close to the ice. I've been, a little closer than that, 30 feet away, 80, 90 feet up, but never been able to actually hear the talking on the ice, so it's definitely a different perspective. Ottawa coming up here with a rush, taking a shot on. Moore dribbles that one off to the side. Not a clean handle, but she didn't get burned this time. Ottawa holding on to it. Here's Bunn. Bunn trying to get it some incidental contact, and she runs into her own defender, but recovering there is Albert. And you see what I was mentioning earlier. Bunn usually playing with Tom. Albert out there, they run into each other. That's the chemistry coming into effect. Here's Albert. Albert trying to look wide. A bad giveaway there. Shot. That one goes wide. Almost Amy Doherty knocking on the doorstep. But her shot, thankfully for Boston, went wide. Boston trying to bring it up here. A couple girls falling over the place. Some more incidental contact. Referee still not calling anything. About a minute to go here in the first period. Boston bring it up. Slapping it in there, Umferville. Shoe go off for a change. Now Ottawa trying to bring it up. Interception there, but stumbling was Verrier. Verrier does get it in, however. Looks like Ottawa will recover. 40 seconds to go in the first. Trying to get it out in front, Boston. However, nobody was home. On the doorstep was Labont. She could not find it. Labont looking for the puck. That one went between her legs. And she gets a nice little drop pass there. Labont trying to get in. Ottawa stands tall there. There's Lee trying to hold it in. Thompson with a nice move there, but she lost the puck. Labont trying to get it up. Almost a bad giveaway, but Boston trying to flip it up. Boston. There's Verrier getting it up. Just 8 seconds to go. Ottawa looking for one last attempt. She'll shoot it in. 3, 2, and that will end the period with a 1-1 tie. And now we will have an intermission. And unlike what I'm used to, we will just have the players stretch a little. We have a lot of games to go. They're just going to huddle up, talk. Referees will do the same. I'm just going to stand here, talk about what we saw. So we saw the first goal, about 6 minutes left. We saw Claudia Murphy alone in front get a one-timer pass to make it 1-0 for Ottawa. After that, we saw, who was it? Julia Masota alone coming in with some fancy work, getting it tied up for the Boston Shamrocks. And we have a 1-1 tie for the first intermission. Coaches game planning, waiting to get that, trying to get the next goal. Every goalie probably has one in them that they're going to let by them. They got that out of the way. Now it's who is going to get the next, who will take momentum, and if you take it, can you hold it? Just going to check with my media team how long the intermissions are. Alright, so intermissions are just about a minute. So we should be back just about a minute or two. So we should be back momentarily. Coaches just game planning. Referees so far letting it go. There's nothing too obvious, nothing too chippy, but so far a clean game for both teams, penalty-wise. Will that continue is yet to be seen. Is Ottawa doing their team chants, Boston huddling for the moment, as the teams will now switch sides, and I will switch rosters in my hand. We have Whitehead going down now to my left, and we have Shayna Moore now to my right. Boston will now be attacking to the left. Ottawa will now be attacking to the right. Of me, at least, and the camera. If you are watching, then you are also using the same directions as me. Boston needs another player, and there we go. Boston now has, I'm going to keep him because of the benches. I'm going to keep the rosters. And off the faceoff, Ottawa wins it. Looking to steal, there was Nichols, but she couldn't. And Bunn will hold on to this one. Bunn getting it over to Hirschfield, and so I made a comment earlier about Tom playing with Bunn, and here's an open chance here, trying to get it out in front. Oh, wide open net. Oh, still an open net. Boston trying to get a shot away. Oh, great chance there. Not finding the puck was Verrier. Verrier with a huge chance, and coming down the other way, Ottawa with a chance now. Just like that, in the first 30 seconds, we have great chances for both teams. Boston's bench was up and jumping. They were ready to celebrate, but Shea Verrier could not find the puck. She's just about an inch away from making this a 2-1 game very, very quickly. Little incidental bump there, and Boston will bring it up Umferville. Umferville dumping it in, and Boston will go off for a change. Teams now with the long change defensively, which is good news if you're on offense. It is not good news if you're not. Now here we got DeForges. DeForges throws one. That one off the boards behind the net. Boston now controlling, trying to get it up out of their defensive zone. Ottawa will hold on. Ottawa trying to hold it into the zone. And getting it up here. Ottawa will recover and bring it back. Ottawa bring it up here now. Ottawa with a shot there. That one goes wide and high. Or wide and high. I said wide and high. That was my bad. Ottawa with the chance here. That one is a foot block there for the Boston defender. Boston a bad giveaway here. Boston tries to get it up. And we'll get a whistle this one. And we are going to get our first penalty of the game here. as we're going to have a penalty for Boston. This is going to be number 5, Taylor Tom. And our first power play of the game will go to Ottawa. And I now have a friend as I'm sitting in the penalty box. My first of the day for either team. Ottawa here, maintaining control. Shot right on. Moore makes the save. We'll lose puck, and that one's going to be a goal right off the draw. A bad rebound there. And Ottawa, just 7 seconds into the power play, makes it 2-1. And that is going to be number 88, Doherty. Amy Doherty, the rebound. Got to control those rebounds as a goalie. And Moore, on this occasion, did not. And she got punished by it. But the first power play of the game results in our first power play goal. Ottawa now bringing it up. Trying to get it in, trying to get momentum. See, now this is the moment last time. They had control, 1-0, and then within a minute and a half about, we saw Boston come back and score. And Boston is hoping for more of the same. Ottawa is not. As a throw to the net there, that one just goes wide. Loose puck there. That puck was loose. The referees will blow it down. Boston is thankful for that one. Ooh, I almost lost my rosters. The players skate by. Boston down 2-1 now, trying to get that next goal. Ottawa also trying to get that next goal, but they would be happy if nobody scores the rest of the game. Ottawa now winning the faceoff, but Boston controls in their defensive zone. Boston getting it up. Boston will bring it up. Boston trying to get it up now. And oh, a redirection there. That one was just labeled for the bottom corner and just tipped wide. Long shot here for Boston. Boston trying to get that goal back, loose in front. Boston cannot control. They'll dump it down. Ottawa will try to dump it down, but Boston, this is Hirschfield, will hold it in. Ottawa bring it up. Murphy trying to tip pass, but that one doesn't find anyone. Boston bring it in now, and here's Labont. Labont chips it in. Ottawa recovers. Boston goes for a change. Ottawa bring it up now. Ottawa throwing it to the net. Moore will stand tall for that one. Boston trying to come back now. Ottawa. Bring it up to a good redirection there in front. Boston trying to get that tying goal. And they have had some good chances, but no avail so far. Boston offensive zone draw. They're going to lose it. Ottawa flipping it up, looking for the home run pass, but she does find Deslories. Deslories with a move here, cutting it to the outside, back to the inside. And eventually taken down. It was Deslories. Disforgis, I'm so sorry. I'm thinking of a player who plays for the Sabres, my hometown team. I was thinking of Delorier, who actually plays for Montreal now. But Disforgis is the name of the player in this game. Ottawa now bringing it back up. Whiff on a pass there. Boston does not keep it in. They will go offside. Stumbling near the bench is Cataret. Boston holding it in now. Boston trying to keep it in. Ottawa going wide. Disforgis with a shot there. That one goes wide. Boston bringing it up. They got space. Ottawa's changing, but the Ottawa defenders go back. They got a 3-on-2. Boston here. Trying to be patient. Gets it down. Trying to get it across the crease. Holding on there, however, is Whitehead. And Whitehead standing strong, you know, aside from the juke move we saw earlier from Julie Masota. Whitehead has been strong in this game. Offensive zone draw, Boston. Another loss. This one will be shot down. That is going all the way, and we will not get an icing. The referees deemed that the players were faster than the puck. Boston will recover, and they'll chip it up. Coming through the middle now is Lee. Lee bringing it up. Lee drops it back to Lee, looking in front. Whitehead comes across, holds on to it. And Whitehead again covering it up, getting much more pressure since that second goal for Ottawa. But nothing has got past her this period. 2-1, 14-14 to go in the second. Ottawa winning another defensive zone draw, but Boston steals it right out the face off a shot. Another shot. Whitehead, 2 more saves to her record for the day. Not record as in like the most all-time record, as in her track record for this game, not to be confused. Ottawa actually loses that defensive zone draw, but they eventually recover it. And Ottawa holding on here in their defensive zone draw, or defensive zone, trying to get it up here. Bringing it up here is Kosnaski. Kosnaski gets it in. Boston behind their own net, trying to flip it around, but stealing it away. There's Harkness. Harkness getting it up. Bringing it up now for Boston. Now is Labont. Labont tries to flip it in. That one goes somewhere, I think, out of play. And we will bring it back down for a face-off. Referees collecting a puck there from the benches, and Ottawa with probably their 5th or 6th defensive zone draw in a row. Boston does not win this one. Ottawa does. And here, coming up here, we have Lalenset. Lalenset flips it around on the boards. Boston trying to recover, but holding it in there. We have Kosnaski. Or I'm sorry, that is Saunders. I only saw the 9. Up to the point here. Wrist shot. That one's blocked away. Boston, oh, she had an open girl on her right. But here's a 3-on-2 for Boston. Coming in here is Nichols. Nichols shot. Oh, that one's just high. Nichols, a good chance there. Here's up to the point. Here's Tom. Tom down. Oh, wide open shot here. And another save. Julia Masota looking for her 2nd of the game. Wide open chance. But Caitlin Whitehead, again, playing probably the best player on the ice at the moment. If the game were to end now, she would probably be the first star. Hebert, the defender for Ottawa, going to give her a tap. Is the Ottawa players, you know, they can say, hey, we've defended well all you want. Without Whitehead, they are not winning by 1. I can say that much. Boston trying here in the corner, trying to get that 2nd goal. They come in here, looking up to the point. She finds Bunn. Bunn over to Tom. Tom, I'm sorry, that's Hirschfield. Hirschfield, Ashley Hirschfield, the captain of Boston Shamrocks. And here, puck out in front. Boston recovers, holding it in. Here is Jorgensen. Jorgensen holding it in. Now holding it is Nichols. Jorgensen trying to keep it in, but bringing it up is Belanger. Going in wide, and here comes Kosnaski. Kosnaski, a shot on. Big rebound, but nobody home for Ottawa. And here's a breakaway. Here's another breakaway for Umferville. Umferville going wide, shoots, scores! Kerrigan Umferville, the 2nd breakaway for Boston and the 2nd breakaway goal for Boston. Kerrigan Umferville making it 2-2. A good long outlet pass from, might have been Bunn, might have been Hirschfield. Either way, Boston ties it up on their 2nd breakaway. And aside from breakaways, Ottawa is winning 2-0. But unfortunately for them, breakaways count. And we have a 2-2 game, 11.5 minutes to go. That is Kerrigan Umferville on the goal. Here, Boston now with some momentum. So once again, Ottawa has a lead. Plays decent, plays well defensively, you know, with some strong play by Caitlin Whitehead. But Caitlin Whitehead, again, has only been solved in one-on-one situations with the player. Now coming up here is Doherty. Doherty, the last goal scorer for Ottawa, trying to find a stretch pass across the crease, but no luck there. She didn't have a shamrock with her. I'm sorry, I had to. Lamont shooting here. This one's wide. Rebound there. That no one is home there for Boston. Now Kosnaski hits her own player in, but not offsides as they went in simultaneously. A nice move there from Julia Masota, but the puck a little too far, and Caitlin Whitehead holds on. Ottawa has played mostly, at least face-offs-wise, in their defensive zone. And really, as a team, defensively, they have played well. It's just those two breakaways they have not. Credit to Julia Masota and Kerrigan Umferville for the nice moves on the breakaway, but, you know, breakaways are still part of defense. You got to defend against them. Boston missing the puck was Ottawa. Long shot there. Oh, a tip in front. A block by the defender. That's Lala Sante. And there to chip it in is Kaylee Cataret on a long distance shot. And Cataret just chips it in right over the defender. And now Boston has their first lead of the game. They are up 3-2. And now Boston, let's see what they can do with their first lead. Ottawa led 1-0. Ottawa led 2-1. And now Boston is leading 3-2. A nice little, I wouldn't call it a tip drill because it wasn't a tip shot. It was a blocked rebound drill, sort of. We saw a good, Emily Lalasette, a good block shot. And here's a breakaway here for Ottawa. Oh, tipping it in. And Shayna Moore stands tall. A mini sort of breakaway there for Ottawa. But we saw Moore stand tall. Here's Umferville chipping it in. Boston coming now for a change. New life for both teams. We see Ottawa playing from behind for the first time, and we see Boston playing with the lead for the first time. And now Boston in their defensive zone. Gets tripped up, and we're going to have a penalty here coming up to Boston. And looking to get back into the game, Ottawa is going to have their second power play of the game. We have Madison Nichols going for a trip. You can't do that. And Ottawa, looking to get back into the game, will have their second power play. Their first one, it took them just 7 seconds. Boston hoping to not do that again. Up at the point, here's Hebert. Hebert around to Harkness. Harkness down on the point. No one was home there, but recovering is Ottawa. Boston recovers, trying to flip it down is Albert. That one is blocked by the defender, Doherty. Doherty holding it in. Kosnaski in behind, trying to get it to Kosnaski in front. That one goes around on the boards. Flipped up in the air, trying to hold it in. Mann shoots it along the boards, trying to tip it to herself. Shea Verrier. Trying to look for a breakaway there. As Boston has had their luck on breakaway, you could say they have some shamrock luck. Something like that. Ottawa. Up at the point here. Shot there in front. Oh, looking for a tip there was Ottawa, but no avail. Around on the boards, Ottawa flipping it in. Half of the power play is gone. So Boston already doing better on this penalty kill than the first one. Of course, that was not a difficult thing. And a tip here, and that one's just going to go out. A nice diving play there from Labont. She will go for a change. That was actually Shea Verrier. Ottawa coming back here. Ottawa trying to throw it in front. No avail there. Coming up now, here's Boston. 30 seconds of the power play. Boston with a 2-on-1. Coming up here, pass in front. Boston shot. Standing tall, there is Whitehead. Whitehead does not allow a goal this time. As you hear the Boston coach, you might have heard him telling Nichols to get right back on the ice. She's going to do just that. Giving me a smirk as, you know, you talk about someone who's 2 feet from you. It's not something I've experienced. I'm usually up in a press box, as I've said. Definitely an interesting thing. She's just going to go right over the boards, maybe. 3, 2, 1. Going a second early, but no one cares. Nichols back out. And a good blocker save there for Moore. Shayna Moore. Both goalies still looking strong despite giving up 3 and 2 goals respectively. Right here, back on the ice. Nichols going to the net right off the ice. Or I'm sorry, that was not Nichols. That was Carteret. Over on the boards, Ottawa looking to chip it in. But the defender, Trey Bunn, standing tall for Boston. 6.5 minutes to go in the second period. Teams trading goals to start. A good chance here for Boston, trying to bring it in. Loose puck, shoot, and a goal here for Boston. That is, I believe that was Madison Nichols. Coming off a nice save for Caitlin Whitehead, a rebound. And it is Madison Nichols right back on the ice, scoring a goal right after the penalty. You know, coaches don't like penalties, they do like goals. So she makes up for herself with that one. As Boston now with a 4-2 lead. 6:16 to go in the period. Ottawa now desperately looking for that third goal. Before, they needed it at some point, but they didn't need it immediately. Now they probably want to get that third. So look for them to take a few more chances. We're going to see this game really start to open up. Not that it hasn't already. Coming up here is Minnesota. Minnesota, who had the first goal for Boston, a backhand. She also, right there, a save for Whitehead, who until the last 2 minutes has played very, very well. And as I was saying, Julia Minnesota, who got the game going for Boston. Boston giving up that first goal, looking like, oh no, this could not be very good. Minnesota there, another shot. Save Whitehead. And Minnesota on the breakaway gets Boston some life. Boston, her teammates respond. And she was also the player. She had that initial shot that Madison Nichols eventually knocked in. Nichols now is the fourth goal scorer for Boston. As we have an icing here, 5.5 on the dot to go. Ottawa looking for another goal, and apparently another rule I did not know, you can change on an icing. So that is something that is different for me. Yeah, so that is a USA rule versus college, my media team has informed me. So icing really, it makes more sense why I've seen a couple right off face-offs, they didn't need to ice it and they've immediately iced it. It makes more sense because they can change. And that is a USA hockey thing, despite having Ottawa playing. And coming out for a poke check there is Caitlin Whitehead. Caitlin Whitehead, not wanting to get another goal against for her team, wanting another goal for her team, for sure. And looking out in front, Koznaski trying to get it. Boston stands strong for their team. And a nice little stick tap there. Takes her down. Boston wants a slash. Referee says no. He didn't actually say no. I was just imagining him saying that. And now here's Boston. 2-on-1. Here's Labont Levant coming with Minnesota, looking for Minnesota in front. That one dribbles, deflected, finds nobody. Boston trying to hold it in here. Ottawa trying to get that third goal to make it a 1-goal game. Ottawa in front. Oh, good chance there. Looking was Hebert. Allison Hebert on the doorstep. Could not get good lumber on it. Covering up here is Caitlin Whitehead. 4:02 to go. 4-2 is the score. Ottawa definitely, if I had to pick a stronger offensive team in that first period, I'd definitely say Ottawa. But this third period, a 3-1 overall score. And sometimes you can outscore a team and not play better than them. But Boston, this second period, has definitely played better. And, you know, there's been a couple bounces where you've said, oh, that, you know, unlucky. But overall, Boston playing a much better second period than the first period, despite 2 penalties. I got 2 little friends, as I am standing in the Boston penalty box. And Ottawa here trying to get that third goal. A little pushing and shoving from behind, trying to get it out in front. Boston stands tall, and they'll bring it out. 3.5 to go. Bring it up here. Caderet flips it in. Boston will change defenders. Flipping up. Ottawa trying to get in. Ottawa changing defenders. That one's deflected. Still carrying there for a moment was Ottawa. That was Thompson. Boston flipping it down here. And Ottawa will recover. Boston with a steal here. Bring it in here. Julie Masota, another shot. Julie Masota all over the ice, it seems. 2:45 to go in the second period. Boston with a 4-2 lead. They hope that it stays that way. Ottawa hopes it does not. Yeah. Both teams, I'm sure, would take some more goals. Ottawa now. Bring it up. Ottawa, a nice move here. Jace, bring it in. Oh, and a save there. Shayna Moore just tipping that one wide. Long shot here. That one goes wide. Maybe deflected. Kuhn up at the point. Kuhn swings it over. A long shot there. That one bounces off. A block by Julie Albert. Ottawa with some pressure here. Looking for that third goal. In behind the net, Julie Albert holding on to it. Julie Albert swinging it around. Shot here. That one has a rebound there. Ottawa right in the slot. Trying to get it. Boston trying to get it out now. Is Julie Masota now trying to bring it in. Julie Masota, who, as I've said, seems to be all over the ice. Now Ottawa here with a 3-on-1. Taking her down in front, no call there. Shot there, and a block, and a sprawling block for Shea Verrier. Verrier on the ice. The goalie down and out, and Shea Verrier holds on to it. A heavy shot there from Kosnaski in the slot. You can tell who the scorer is for Ottawa. If you have heard me, if you think I've said Kosnaski a lot, that's because I have. She is probably has been the one who's been all over the ice for Ottawa. As Ottawa now here trying for a long stretch pass, and holding on will be Shayna Moore. 49.5 seconds to go in the period. Ottawa, offensive zone draw, looking for that third goal. Boston looking to go in. They'll be happy with a 2-goal lead. If they could get a 3, they'll take it. But if the period ends as it is now, they will be satisfied. Oh, good off the draw play there from Ottawa. Just missing the tip was Sarah Thompson. This one's going to go drifting right in. Whitehead knocks it away, flipping it up on the boards. Murphy looking for it. Murphy gets it to Thompson. Thompson and Murphy, 30 seconds to go. Thompson Around, flips it to Murphy, wide open in front. Thompson to Murphy, and Ottawa has their third of the game. And a beautiful cross-crease front of the net pass. And that is going to be Murphy, Claudia Murphy, her second goal of the game, if my memory serves me correctly. Boston still with a 4-3 lead, 25 seconds to go until the second intermission. And Boston now, at this point, would probably be satisfied with a 1-goal lead. Ottawa still hungry for more, but they have time. Ottawa with a chance here. Shot right on. That one's drifted wide. Trying to flip it out in front, but she ends up slapping it all the way down the ice. Just 5 seconds to go. Ottawa will flip it back in. Boston flipping it up, and that will signal the end of the period. I'm going to take a short break. If I don't come back super early, it is because of that short break. About 3-minute break here. The teams will meet, and we'll be back for the third period. Boston with a 4-3 lead. And this one's actually going to be a 10-minute break, which is perfect for me. So, 10 minutes, we will be back. Boston, 4-3 lead. This is Jake Raccoon from the Bill Gray's Ice Complex. We will see you in about 10 minutes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. I do apologize, this started quicker than I anticipated, but you were still able to view it. So, for now, we are in the same situation where I left you. We are at 4-3, Boston leading. Shamrocks ahead, trying to hold this lead, and they're currently on the attack. Ottawa here, bring it up. Doherty looking to take a shot. That one goes high and around on the boards. Ottawa here, trying to flip it back up. That one gets tipped. And Boston will hold on and recover and come back through center ice. Boston with their 4-3 lead, had the 4-2 lead, but late in the second period, Ottawa scored to cut that lead down to 1. Boston now with the offensive zone draw. Ottawa looking to get that tying goal. And Ottawa coming up here now. 3-on-1 for Ottawa. Shoots right on. That one goes wide. Shayna Moore might have got a piece of it, but Ottawa still down 1. Ottawa on the attack here, trying to flip it out in front. This one gets redeflected straight up into the air. And Ottawa will steal it away. Holding it there is Thompson. Thompson, who scored the late goal assisted on the late goal for Ottawa to Claudia Murphy, who scored her second of the game. Out there and You know, I mentioned the chemistry earlier. Thompson and Murphy seem to have it. I mean, might just be saying that because of that one goal, but it definitely showed there. Now here's Boston. Coming up here is Verrier. Verrier trying to go wide, gets it out in front, and that one was just a little behind her teammate. That teammate was Labont. Labont was trying to hold on, but no success there. Jorgensen coming up now. Jorgensen loses control and eventually regains it and dumps it down into the zone. Ottawa now along the boards, trying to bring it up. Ottawa, here is Kosnaski, or Gregory, excuse me. Gregory trying to skate wide. Gregory to the net. Puck is loose. Everybody jamming away at it, and the referees will blow the whistle. That was Sabrina Gregory, graduating in 2019. Looking to get that one home. Had a couple whacks at it. No harm done. Dropping the puck here. Boston takes it out of the zone. They bring it down. Icing is waved off. The Ottawa goalie will play it. Whitehead trying to get up on the board. Here's Gregory trying to get it up. No avail. Almost hits me in the face with her stick. That was really close. And Boston will chip it back in. Ottawa in behind their own net. Bring it up. Hebert straight down to the goalie, and Shayna Moore will play it. Shayna Moore up to her teammate, trying to get it down, failing to chip it in. It was Julia Masoto, but with some help from the teammate, she gets it in. Coming back is Ottawa. Vicky Harkness trying to get it down. Harkness controls it in front. A bad bounce there. That one goes straight over Shayna Moore and straight over the net as well. Long shot here, looking for a redirection, but only finding a Boston defender. That shot came from Kuhn. Boston chips it in and goes off for a change. Calling icing now, and Boston will come back for a defensive zone draw. The irony, standing here at ice level, feeling very cold. The irony is that the ice is warmer than the temperature outside. Doesn't feel it, but outside we're rocking about maybe 1 degree, maybe 2. Believe the high today in Rochester, New York is 3 or 4 degrees. It's changed the past couple days. And standard ice is, at least what I know about it, is usually around 23, 24 degrees. So the ice is warmer than, assuming this is near standard ice, is warmer than the temperature outside. And I am still feeling cold. So you can't win in Rochester, New York in the winter. And the trick behind her here, trying to steal the puck away. Kosnaski with a backhand here. Trying to go for the wraparound. Hugging the post, there's Moore. And Moore holding on to that post for dear life. Stops the wraparound. Trying to get it up ice there is Umferville. No avail. And Boston trying to get it out of their zone. Keeping it in there. Ottawa, there's Hebert. Hebert looking for a weird deflection. She gets it. Sort of gave a knuckle puck. That puck was coming right for me. And luckily I have some glass next to me. That could have been not fun for me. All these players have helmets. I do not. I need to invest in one. That would be smart decision. You know, sticks, pucks, everything. I was sitting here wondering if a puck would chip up and come at me at all. And, well, that was the first one that's come close. I've had some sticks come at me. 10:54 to go in the third period. Boston still holding that 4-3 lead. Trying. Not for lack of effort, Ottawa is still behind, but they are still behind. Ottawa here controlling in the zone. Around on the boards, Boston controls. Ottawa will flip it back down to the corner. Boston around on the boards, trying to get it out. Goes wide. Looking there for Labonte. Labonte going wide. It's a 4-on-3, a little weird rush, but Boston still controlling here. At the point, here's Ottawa, and here's a break for Thompson. It's only one defender back, but she gets poke-checked nicely by that one defender who was back. And that defender was Taylor Tom. Here, Boston, a shot here, whiffs. And that one gets blocked. Might have been just blocked, not actually a whiff. But from my angle, it's not there. And here's Ottawa, almost a breakaway for Murphy. Just had to wait a second to stay on sides, and that allowed the defender to catch up. Boston here racing down. Going after this one is Julia Aurora, trying to hold it in. And Ottawa will get this one back in. Here's Desforges. Desforges leaves it there, but for Aurora. Aurora has her pocket pick. Julia Masota swings it over. Coming up now with some speed is Sage McKay. Sage McKay flips it on the goalie. Looked for a second like she might let it go. That was definitely going to go in, but she got the pad over. Here's Boston holding it in, sort of a rainbow shot. And that one is held. 8:58 to go in the third period. And Boston still with the 4-3 lead. We've seen a rush we've seen a push from Ottawa. Like I said, it's not for lack of effort. And another shot right off the face-off here. And once again, a shot right off the face-off. And we hope you are enjoying today's game and remind you that this game, as well as others from the weekend, are streamed live at jwhl.org, and all games are archived at our YouTube site. You can find it at youtube.com and search for JWHL. While you are there, we urge you to subscribe to our channel. It costs nothing but will help us to continue to bring you the best of junior women's hockey. Boston here at 8:30. Left in the third period, still holding on to the 4-3 lead. Boston, if neither team scores the rest of the game, will be satisfied. Ottawa will not. Both teams want to start their tournament off on the right foot. Trying to get a pass through here, that's Trey Bunn. Trey Bunn eventually flips it in. Ottawa. Coming up is Doherty. Doherty bringing it in, stops, waiting, tries to get it back to the point. Kosnaski holds on to it. Kosnaski trying to get it back to Doherty. Doherty had it. Gets it back to Kosnaski. A long slap shot there, dribbling in front. Puck is loose. Doherty took a whack at it, but she missed. That one's going to hit the netting and go out of play. The boards lower on the far side than regulation, much lower, but they have some netting up there to compensate. They actually have netting just about everywhere except in front of me and the benches. Just fun. Trying to get it out in front here. Ottawa trying oh so hard. As I've said, not for lack of effort. Ottawa is still down one. Swings it over on the point. Here's a saucer puck. That was Emily Belanger. That one just drifted high and wide. Actually, just wide. That one probably would have gone in the top. Had it been a foot to the right. Ottawa pressuring here. Here's a slap down from Allison Hebert. And shooting it up along the boards, Boston. And back to Hebert. Hebert loses it in her skates and has to go back and control it, but she does. For now, Hebert leaves it there. No one was there for either team, really, but they got it back. Ottawa bring it up along the boards. Boston keeps it in, however, they'll drift it back in. Boston will play that kind of game all day long. 6:20 to go. Boston trying to hold on to that lead. Ottawa trying to spoil the day. Gets it up to the point. Here's looking for a tip. That one is deflected by Hebert up into the boards, and we'll have a offensive zone draw for Boston. 6:09 to go in the third. Boston still with that lead. My hands are still very cold. And yeah, I can't think of something else. But nevertheless, Boston keeping it in at the point. Boston trying to hold it in for Rear, but she gets pickpocketed. And this one will go along the boards. Cassandra Call. Call getting it up on the boards. But stopping in here is Hirschfield. Hirschfield flips it up, gets tripped down. No tripping there. And, you know, a few comments from the bench to my left, but nothing too you know, we're hearing some choice words from the players, but nevertheless, Boston does not get the power play. 5:40 to go. They still have the lead, and, you know, I don't like to comment on reffing, but there's some calls that you as a ref, you just don't make, and, you know, I think they need something pretty blatant to call at this point in a one-goal game, 5 minutes to go. So I think any of the borderline stuff like that kind of was that mini trip probably isn't going to get called from this point on. So if you like power plays, I am sorry to disappoint. We have an icing here on Ottawa. She was just a little bit past the red line. That, you know, that's one of those things. Icing's one of those calls where it's not a matter of opinion. It's a, we're calling this. That was icing. 5:05 to go. Ottawa, time ticking down on their opening game. Boston trying to hold that lead. A shot right off the face-off. Whitehead holding on to it. Despite 4 goals against, probably a lot of shots. Again, I do not have a shot count. Guessing was easier when it was in the first couple minutes of the game. But Caitlin Whitehead has played well. She's had 2 breakaways against and 2 bad. One was a block that turned into a shot. Oh, a nice move here from Ottawa. Oh, that one just hits the side of the net. But as I was saying, Caitlin Whitehead, just a block shot that unfortunately bounced right to a Boston player. Trying to look in front here. Boston trying to get it. And as I continue to go off on tangents, the 4th goal against her was just a bad rebound where none of the defenders cleared the puck out. So Whitehead, Caitlin Whitehead, the goaltender for Ottawa, has played well, as has her counterpart, Shayna Moore. However, only one goalie can get the win. 4 minutes to go. Boston right out in front. Oh, and a bad miss for Shea Verrier, as she was right on the doorstep, had all the time in the world. No one was stepping to her. And now here comes Ottawa the other way, out in front. Ottawa shoots. Oh, and what a save by Shea Moore. Shayna Moore just coming over and just getting enough of that to tip it high. Here's a shot here. That one goes low. This one's deflected up and out. Boston with a bit of a scare. But holding on ever so slightly. It's almost poetic. This game that started out back and forth, it's just poetic for it to finish back and forth. Lining up for the face-off, we have Saunders, and we have, it was Lee. Shot on here, save, more. She gets some more saves every time they come down. Ha ha ha. Can't see your reactions, but I hope some of you chuckled at that. If you're a Boston fan, oh, wide out in front here, Moore trying desperately to get over. Luckily, her defender came to her aid there. Boston now, you know, scrambling a couple times in the last couple minutes. Now trying still to defend this 1-goal lead. So far, successful. Only 3 minutes to go, and Boston will be crowned the victors of this opening game. Boston coming down now. Throws it to the front of the net. That was Lee. Kiana Lee, her sister, twin sister, I assume, Kiara Lee, not in action. They have the same grad year and the same last name and the same style of first name, and so it's an educated guess that they are twins. Boston now recovering in their own zone. Here's Sage McKay. Sage McKay leaves it there. Trying to flip it back to McKay was Hirschfield. Hirschfield eventually brings it up, flips it down. This one's going to go all the way down and come all the way back. 2:11 to go. Ottawa with the offensive zone draw, looking to get that 4th goal. Boston looking to hold off. Everybody filled with energy. It's really enigmatic in the arena right now with lots of people watching from the warmth of the upstairs. I am slightly envious. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't envious. But it's also very fun down here. A dribbler there from Kuhn. That one's deflected. A little bit of a rainbow puck, as I've used that term a couple times. For anyone who doesn't know, 2 minutes on the dot left, by the way. For anyone who doesn't know, a rainbow puck is one that gets deflected and sort of just rainbow, I can't use the word in the definition, sort of just floats towards the goalie, you know, slowly, but it's probably usually spinning, has a weird arc, and, you know, can be tricky. But if you're a goalie, you got to be ready for those. Boston now bring it up. Under 2 minutes to go. Let's look for Caitlin Whitehead to maybe head to the bench on this rush. Boston, however, holding it in, so that rush will have to wait. Shot right on. That one's deflected, but that one goes wide. My angle, it looked closer than it might have been. Here's Mann. Mann, a shot there. Oh, and a block there. Going down, but getting up. She is limping. That is Julia Aurora. She is in pain, so to speak. And there's a trip that... Here's Julia Masota, again looking for a breakaway goal. Slightly tripped, but again, that's a call that a referee probably would have made in the first 2 periods. 1 minute to go. Goalie to the bench. Caitlin Whitehead is off the ice. Ottawa looking desperately for that 4th goal. Julia Masota tries to steal it away. Ottawa tries to keep it in. Ottawa recovers. They are offsides, however. Boston trying to flip it down to Masota. Oh, she was primed. Now here's Ottawa coming back with a 4-on-2. Shot right on. Glove save. Shayna Moore. Trying to get it out in front is Ottawa. This might be their final push of the game. This one drifts and just goes out. Now coming down. Here's Kiana Lee. Kiana Lee trying desperately. She is going to get not the goal, but she is going to draw a slash at the very least. Ottawa trying desperately to tie it up. They're actually going to give a trip. Despite it looked like a lumberjack swing, they're going to call trip, but nevertheless, Boston will get their first power play with only 23 seconds to go, and pending something magical, that should just about do it in terms of Boston sealing the victory. Boston wins the draw, kicking it to herself. Ottawa maybe has one shorthanded rush left in them. Boston just going to flip it down. They don't care that they're offside. 12 seconds left, 11-10. Boston tipping it in. Ottawa trying desperately to get something. This one's going to dribble to center ice, tripping, but only 1 second left, and she scores! Oh my God, she scores! The buzzer sounded. Is it going to count? The referee says yes. This is unbelievable. The defender tripped, and the clock says 0. The clock says 0. The referee is going to say that is a good goal. This is, I said 30 seconds ago, pending something magical, we have a win. The bench probably is not too happy with me right now, but that is, they are going, we don't have video review. This is a junior tournament, and we are, just like that, we're going to have an overtime. This is, I'm probably more excited. I'm more excited than the Boston bench, I can tell you that. The Ottawa ladies, however, might have me beat. Meanwhile, however, so the situation, the defender, I believe it was Hirschfield, tripped on her own blue line. She might have slipped on some ice. And with just a second left, I didn't even see who had the goal because they mobbed her. But just a second left, she shot it into the top corner. It went in. The buzzer sounded. For 100%, the buzzer sounded while the puck was in the air. Was it in the net? We don't know. The referees decided it's a good goal. There is just about no way to review it. But 5-minute overtime. Boston is still on a power play. So despite that last-second catastrophe for Boston, for a minute 38, they are still a man up. Referee blows the whistle. What's amazing is both players were just about ready to go to the locker rooms, call it the end of their first game. Now Boston, on the power play, is playing. And we actually have a new goaltender. Tove Jacobson is in for Ottawa Lady 67. This is, and actually we have a goaltender for switch for Boston as well. We have Heinrichsen in for, or excuse me, no, Shayna Moore is still in. I apologize, I am wrong. But new goalie for the 67s, Tove Jacobson, is in. Ottawa with a steal here. Ottawa still short-handed. A nice move there. Puck is loose, but Boston will recover. They do have, they're playing 4-on-3, so overtime is 4-on-4. I'm learning the rules a little on the fly. I usually do college hockey, so bear with me. Sort of announcing to myself out loud the rules. Boston here trying to get something in front, trying to escape. At this point, you have to say escape. A nice sort of soccer move there from Madison Nichols. Keeping that one in. Shooting that one in is Hirschfield. And that one is going to bounce off someone and into the bench. And 38 seconds left on the power play. 4 minutes left in overtime. So Boston, if you asked me 2 minutes ago, said I would have told you they were defending a lead with a power play with 30 seconds to go. And I'm still in disbelief. Just all the chain of events that happens to give Ottawa that tie. That was, they can argue all they want about whether the puck was in. The point is the goalie, as the puck drifts towards the net here, Tove Jacobson will make the save. But the fact of the matter is your goalie, Shayna Moore, who has been very, very good, did not make the save. And if she makes the save, there is no doubt that Boston wins this game. And she did not make the save. Whether the buzzer went before or not, she still was attempting to make the save. That much was clear. So, you know, Boston, it's up to them now to go out and win the game. They have 5 minutes, or they have 3.5 now. They had 5 minutes. They had up till now on the power play, as right to the bench is Givens. Kosnansky comes off for Ottawa. Koznaski, definitely the shooter of the team, as I see Julia Aurora here in front of me, the one who took that nasty block. She is up and moving, so that is good news. Anyone concerned about an update for her? She's limping and in pain, but she is good to go now. Julia Aurora, who's committed to Mount Allison with her teammate Hunter Gibbons, both committed to Mount Allison, as here comes Thompson with a rush here. Backhand pass. Oh! And right there with a great chance. That was either Saunders or Desforges. It's 18 or 19. And it was Saunders. That's a 19. And here's Saunders in front. Loose puck. And Saunders tips it home. And the Ottawa Lady 67s, assuming it's sudden death win. The overtime, yes, it is a sudden death overtime. According to Boston's bench, they are all going to their goalie, and now the 67s are going. And so, a last-second heroics. And I'm going to ask my media team who scored the 4th goal for Ottawa. The 14 for Ottawa. And I don't have a 14 on my roster. So somebody scored. I was told number 14. The referee said number 14. There is no 14 on the Ottawa Lady 67s. So, last minute heroics. Boston, not happy. Ottawa, very happy. The disgruntled faces skating past me as Ottawa walks away with a victory on a debatable call. But I think in a tournament like this, that is the call you have to make. But anyways, a 5-4 victory here for Ottawa. Jake Raccoon signing off. I will be here on Rink 3. I will be here on Rink 3 for the next game. I am getting word that the goal was 19, not 14. So Jamie Saunders, the overtime hero and the last-second hero. So definitely a hero for the locker room today. This is Jake Raccoon signing off. And I will be back on Rink 3 for the next game as well, so stay tuned.